Oh my god.
Yeah, podcasting on random days, random nights.
It's a good
Happy
point. Yeah. We're
happy
confusing the
birthday,
people.
Dana.
Yeah. Confusing the people. Long weekends, whatever. But here's the thing we really wanted to do. We wanted to give ourselves a lot of things to talk about. And we're there. We've talked about this before. We are in fall. And fall is when there's all kinds of sports to talk
It's
about.
September, man.
Yeah. It's
Wake
crazy.
me up when September ends. Do you know who sings that?
No? Who sings that?
Green Day, man. Come on. It's a great song.
How about I suddenly remember.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think I just
God.
made
That
everyone
was-
turn it off? All right. I don't actually ever do karaoke or anything, so that was a vulnerable moment for me.
No, it's okay. I mean, you're a better singer than Travis Kelce. By the way, do you think we could ever get as many views as their listens as their podcast with Taylor Swift?
Never. No one will.
Yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of being vulnerable, Kev, let's talk about your fantasy football draft tonight in the league that I'm the commissioner. Right before this, we had our draft. Kev, let me start with this. How many teams do you have?
2 fantasy teams.
Okay, very good. Solid work.
Yeah.
I have 3, which is good. I used to have 4. 3 solid. Had 2 drafts tonight, one with you. You are projected to be 12th, and I am projected to be 9th out of 14 teams. So
yeah, that's all made up. Those projections there's no point.
No, you're right. You did have the number 1 overall pick, which meant you had you were the best of the losers last year.
Yeah, I won the what do we call it? The suck jug bracket,
which comes from
I forgot
the television show The League, which is great.
I think I forgot that I won that. But here's the other thing: picking first it's kind of there's disadvantages toward doing it, but the advantage is you get 2 picks at once and then you just wait for like 10 minutes.
Well, for somebody like you with small child and other things happening, like your groceries being delivered or whatever, it's great. And so I agree with that. I was making dinner, which is wonderful. I could go away, but it really sucks in terms of the players you get to be at the end of the fantasy draft. So Kev went big on the rookies, just so everybody knows. I looked that up. He's starting 2 rookie running backs and a rookie wide receiver. So congrats, Kev. Nice job. Nice. And then I was going to make fun of you, and then I looked at mine, and I have 4 starting rookies. So we're in the same boat. We just go high upside, you play to win.
Yeah. Also, I changed my philosophy for drafting this year. I went more for, I was listening to a fantasy football podcast cramming for my draft before this one, and they just made the argument, you should just pick guys that you like to watch and that you enjoy. You can have both. You can have a good fantasy draft good players, and also get guys that you like. Just because some guy is ranked higher than the other guy doesn't necessarily mean that ranking's correct. Right. Some guys are in the same tier, and there's not much difference between Michael Penix and another lower tier
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, right. I'd rather root on Penix than some other dudes. Maybe not Sam Darnold, right? He's our hometown guy. We got to support him.
Right.
The 4th best NFC West, 5th best NFC West quarterback.
There's only 4 teams, so I followed that philosophy this year, and my son Felix was helping me out, and he yelled at me to pick Lamar Jackson in the 2nd round, I think, which I normally wouldn't have done, but I kind of went with it. He's really fun. I'll be really excited to go watch Lamar Jackson. So
good.
There we go.
Good.
It's not fun, Kev. I just want to mention this for a second.
Yeah.
Your Seattle Mariners, and then I don't want to talk about it the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even want to get into it. They can't hit. Cal Raleigh's hit under 200 for 2 straight months. You could take your MVP segment and throw it out the window.
He hit another home run today.
Doesn't matter.
Him and Julio
strikes out all the
runs.
time now. He swings at pitches above his eyes. They have no bullpen. Their starters are falling apart. They can't win on the road is really what it is.
Which is crazy, because that's when
we could wake up tomorrow morning and the Rangers could be a half game back of the wild card, and it's really real now. So
yeah.
We'll talk about it a different time. I can't do it today. There's too much other fun sports to talk about. I'm not going to do it today.
Yeah. They're really pushing their luck, though, I will say, with all these losses piling up. But other teams also kind of sucking just enough for the Mariners to stay.
But not the Rangers. The Rangers are awesome. And they won the World Series 2 years ago, and they're coming.
Yep.
And the only thing that is a silver lining in that is the Mariners whooped the Rangers to start the year, so they have the tiebreaker.
Yep.
They don't play again together, but
yep.
And the Astros, you're right. Astros lost, so theoretically the AL West is still up for grabs. You know what is up for grabs, actually? It's kind of exciting. It's my bet that had the Mariners winning the West with the Rangers finishing second. Still alive.
That's amazing. Yeah,
I think so.
A historic collapse from the Astros. Yeah.
That would be great. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, everyone would be okay with that.
I did have a buddy say we have a month of baseball left, which is not quite true, but we're it's like 26 games.
They were advertising the Flex Pack on
the one that I bought?
710. Oh, you bought it?
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about this? I bought it. Yeah, Kev, I bought it. I bought the Flex Pack. I spent the $500 on the Flex Pack.
Gosh.
Here's the advantage, though. Okay, now we're talking about the Mariners more than I wanted, but here's the advantage. I have really cool tickets on like the first base, like weird corner by the foul pole, but down low.
Yeah.
Like I've always thought that was cool seats, kind of where Ichiro used to be, to a Cardinals game, 2 tickets, really nice seats. And then I bought the family 4 tickets to the Dodgers.
And that's because they're going 500
almost, because the Dodgers cheapest seats are like $70 each.
Nice.
So I wouldn't have done that normally, right? This is me justifying it now.
This is great.
But it'll be a nice family outing for us. To go see the Dodgers and Mariners, second to last game of the year, which maybe
those games will matter.
Yeah, I know. Well, they might be like 7 games out by that point.
Oh my god!
All right, you know which team doesn't depress me right now is your Seattle Sounders. We have to kick off with this.
Let's go.
It's amazing, right? We don't always kick off, especially in football season.
Yeah.
It's rare we would kick off with soccer, pun intended. But they won the Leagues Cup. They beat Inter Miami. It was 69,000 people at the game.
Yeah.
Match. Sorry, soccer people. It was awesome. The game was fun. Like it was everything you'd want.
Yeah. The aftermath too. There was like drama afterwards.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot to cover, but the first thing is what you sent me before the game. They did this cool promotion where fans could trade in their Messi jerseys for a Rothrock shirt.
Yeah.
Was it a shirt or a jersey? I saw
jersey. You get a full on jersey. I saw a video of a kid doing it. They showed a guy celebrating the goal, and he clearly had a new Rothrock jersey, had a tag on it.
Yeah.
And it all comes from Brian Schmetzer, who's rad. I mean, he's so fun with the media, and he was like, yeah, Messi's maybe the greatest player of all time, but we have Paul Rothrock. He just said that, and then it became bigger than just the quote, and Rothrock scored, and Messi was totally bottled up by the Sounders.
I saw how they were defending Messi, just kind of just checking him right after he passed the ball so he didn't get a free lane to run, which is great. I mean, it probably wouldn't work against prime Messi, but like old Messi definitely works. The quotes after, I think it was Pedro de la Vega was being interviewed after, and he was just like, I can't believe it. Like, I can say I beat Messi in a final. What a quote.
Yeah. They interviewed De Rosario, the young 24-year-old striker who scored in the game. He was with his dad, Dwayne De Rosario, and he was like, yeah, I beat Messi. That's all they could say. But I want to talk really quick. Obviously, there was some crazy aftermath with Luis Suarez, and all that's been reported on and covered and analyzed, right? And we're coming a few days later. So there's 2 questions I have that I think are interesting for a format like ours, podcast, like looking back. And the first one is, so De Rosario scored 4 goals in the Leagues Cup run. He's 24 years old. He's a Tacoma Defiance guy called up. You also have Danny Mazovsky, who came out of nowhere, who was suspended for Leagues Cup, but has all these goals in MLS play. So you have a couple striker options, as well as De La Vega on the wing and Rothrock on the wing. So the question is, Jordan Morris, I mean, he's one of the most famous Sounders ever. He certainly can be good. But when he comes back from a shoulder injury, should he just be inserted in the lineup? Or what should they do?
Yeah. This is not something that has not happened in sports ever before. Like, this has happened across all sports, across all levels. Star player gets injured, team does really well without the star player. Star player comes back, what the hell do you do?
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes the answer is pretty obvious, especially if I'm trying to come up with some examples in my head. And I mean,
you're right. There's been a ton, but
it's hard to draw a comparison here. And I do think it's like the length of time too, right? So if a dude like Morris has been out for a couple months at this point.
Well, he was out and then he's been out again. So that's you can't really. I don't know that you can count on Jordan Morris to be consistent and play.
I mean, I think you could like ease him in, right? And kind of, I know I'm thinking like a basketball coach. I'm like, ease him into the rotation. Don't just start him right away and play him the entire game. But
I think he will come in at the point of the year where a 30-minute, 20-minute off the bench Jordan Morris might be a really good option for the Sounders, right? They have all these other guys. And you
don't know if someone else is going to get injured, right? Like you'd rather have to play him and expect him to be full power for the playoffs coming up, right? Like,
I like the idea of you need a goal, you need a spark, you have Jordan Morris. I like the idea of you're leading and you need to be smart and do veteran play and protect the ball. You have Jordan Morris. You know what I mean? Like to have him as a vet coming in with 30, 20 minutes left in playing with energy for that period seems great to me. I don't know that I would trust De Rosario or another young striker like Georgiou Manungu to be in there in the last 20 minutes to protect the lead. I feel like they just don't have that experience. They would go for goal. They would make a crucial mistake, whatever. So that's where I would like Jordan Morris to be. And I think Schmetzer has enough clout, even with somebody like Jordan Morris, to just like play him where they want. He's done it before. He's done it with Nico Ladero, João Paulo. All these guys were really, really good. He's just like, this is your role now.
Yep.
So I don't think that'll be the problem. So that's what I would do with Morris. And then speaking of Schmetzer, my second question, Kev, is maybe more exciting. Well, definitely is more exciting. It'll be more exciting to the listeners. Is Brian Schmetzer the best coach in Seattle sports history?
This is a great question. And this is a question I teed up. Well, actually, AP writer Tim Booth teed this up. And I have his X post in front of me. It says, it's an incredibly subjective thing. But he needs to be on the short list for best managers, coaches in Seattle sports history.
So give me the others.
Okay. Here, let me make the case for Schmetzer first. All he's done is win. This is what Booth says. All he's done is win trophies with remarkably different rosters, lineups, and levels of talent since he took over.
Yep.
I don't have the year he took over in front of me. Do you know off the top?
I don't remember well, actually I do, because they won the MLS Cup that year. So I believe
2012.
Is that their first MLS Cup?
God.
I think it's 2014 is their first MLS Cup. So I think it was 2014 he took over. For Ziggy Schmidt, and they ended up going and winning the MLS Cup, which is insane to think about altogether, right?
Yeah.
But then under Schmetzer, he's won 2 MLS Cups. He's been runner-up twice, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they won the Leagues Cup. They won the Supporters Shield. They won the CONCACAF Champions Cup. The franchise as a whole has accomplished every trophy you can win in North America.
It's pretty fun.
No other MLS team has done that, right? So they are the greatest MLS franchise. You can't argue that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Schmetzer has not won a U.S. Open Cup, but the franchise has won 4. But like now, the way it's built, you don't do the Open Cup if you're in the CONCACAF Champions, which is a much higher level. So you can't really fault him for not winning an Open Cup.
Yeah. So My immediate reaction to your question, who the best Seattle sports coach of all time is, we already discussed it. I think Pete Carroll has to be up there. He's won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
I think you have to talk about Don James. He won a national championship for the Huskies at a major sport. Granted, there's been other UW national championships, but like the college football AP #1 national championship, that's pretty difficult. I think Lenny Wilkens probably with the 1979 NBA championship has to be up there. And then maybe the other name you throw in there is Mike Holmgren. Didn't win a championship, so that's kind of hard.
You got to have a Lou. I mean, to me, Lou Pinella's in there.
I think Lou Pinella is probably on the same tier as Mike Holmgren in my estimation, right? Sure. Who knows? Dan Wilson could win a World Series.
Absolutely,
a lot of Mariners talk, and all of a sudden he's up there.
Can't.
Is there anybody else? Or are we missing anybody? I mean, the Storm have won quite a few championships.
They've won with different coaches.
Yeah, they've all won with different coaches.
Like Ann Donovan, I feel like was their best coach probably, although I don't think I don't know if she's the winningest coach. It might be Dan Hughes. But yeah, right. They switched each time. So yeah, Dan Hughes has the most wins. He won the championship in 2018. So he's probably the best coach, but I wouldn't put him in the same category as those other people.
So
I was trying to find where Don James was all time in wins. But I can't.
The fact that Nick Saban is
he's 39th all time. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's not like insane his amount of victories. God, that's crazy. He's only 39th.
Dabo Swinney has more wins than him. Gary Pinkel, former Husky. Bob Stoops, Kirk Ferentz at Iowa has more wins. Bill Snyder.
Does Chris Peterson have more wins?
I don't think he coached long enough, right?
Yeah. Peterson has 124 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peterson, no, he's 147. He's tied with Dennis Erickson, actually, which is kind of funny.
Erickson coached forever.
Yeah, Chris Peterson probably coached for like 6 years, 147 wins. Schmetzer's #1 for me. I mean, if you're comparing, if you want to say MLS is not the same tier, you can have that argument. I'm not going to do that with you, right? I'm not saying you. I'm saying the general you.
You're saying TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Pete Carroll's #2. Pete Carroll won a Super Bowl, almost won another one. Arguably, it's his fault they didn't win the other one, but also it's his
one.
His reason he got there.
Yeah.
Don James is probably #3, winning a national championship at Washington, multiple Rose Bowls. And then
that's tier 1.
Holmgren and Pinella and I guess Dan Hughes. He won a championship. He's all-time winningest in Storm history. Maybe he's on that list. We've talked about this before. Laura Harvey's a hard one for the Reign because I don't believe. Well, no, she did win one, right? But that is one that is harder because in the WNBA is kind of the same way because they're just so small, right? It doesn't have anything to do with men's or women's sports. It's the fact that the NWSL had like 8 teams until recently, right?
Yeah.
But she did win Coach of the Year 3 times, so she's probably in the mix. But I just think you can't beat the top 3, and I think Schmetzer's #1.
Yep.
He's done everything. He's won the league twice and the Supporter Shield, which is what European people would say you need to do. And then he just won the Leagues Cup where they played all La Liga teams and not La Liga teams. That's Spain. The Mexican League. And he's insane. So Schmetzer's #1 for me.
There we go.
All right. I know who you want to talk about next.
Dude, did you fall asleep during the game?
Absolutely not. I was awake the whole time.
Dude, I was at my in-laws and hooked up the YouTube TV like the crazy fanatic I am. And just people were in the living room and they just slowly dropped off. As we got to the second half, I was all by myself, eyes just wide open watching this game.
Well, when I realized it was like 9:45 and it was halftime, I was like, wow. But then I don't know what happened. I did get like a second wind, and then my younger son Felix came out, and he was awake because it wasn't school yet. It's a
Yeah.
weekend, and I think we told him he couldn't do video games anymore, which is how he ends up watching games with me. And then he was totally into it. He's rooting for Jonah Coleman, and
Here's the best part. UC Davis is at 8:00 on Saturday, so you do it all over again.
I know,
Same deal.
Which honestly, like sometimes in terms of a schedule as a fan, if your weekend's built around it, it sucks.
Yeah.
But if you're doing other stuff all day, like 8:00, I don't have a social life after 6 p.m. So I'm good. It's great for me.
Damn. I feel like I'm in the same boat as you, and that means I'm getting old.
It usually just means you have kids.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna go rage with a 1-year-old? Like, no, you're
wait. No, that was the next day. I went out for drinks with my in-laws.
Yeah, that's not raging, Kev.
Yeah, it's not.
and honestly, like, this is my old man take. It's not that fun to rage anymore.
Yeah, well, it also
I would much rather watch the Husky game. Like, it's fun.
I'd watch Jonah Coleman rage all over the opposing defenses. How'd you like that transition?
That was good. Okay, so speaking of Jonah Coleman, and then throw in Adam Muhammad in that mix.
Yeah.
What do you think the strongest position group is coming out of
running
this game?
back for sure?
Okay.
Oh, coming in or after the game?
Well, both. Like, now that you've seen a game,
yeah,
thinking about the Huskies as a whole, don't overreact to one game.
Yeah.
What do you think their strongest position group is?
Oh, it's got to be running back. I think Adam Muhammad could be starting for some of these Big Ten teams, and that's saying something because we're in the Huskies are in the Big Ten.
Right.
People already know Jonah Coleman, and the hype is already building. People are saying he had the best performance as a running back. I think Fish knows what he has with Coleman. They gave him the ball 24 times.
He was good.
He was good, and he's actually faster. I wish there was some type of stat I could look up to prove that he's faster.
Were you timing him or what?
No, but he's just like he hits the outside a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And he can still bang. Like, he can still like get hit and get those yards after contact.
Yeah.
He was exciting to watch.
Now
he's good.
I mean, it was cool, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's an argument to be made. I'm going to give you some information, which but I'm going to give it to you anyway, because people might not. Offensive line wasn't great last year. Okay. Only been 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to Pro Football Focus, and this is probably our podcast drinking game, how many times I say PFF or Pro Football Focus, because I love it.
Yeah.
Which is good since I pay for it. If you go through all 170 Division I teams and you look at the offensive grades for blocking of offensive linemen who took at least 50% of snaps, which is totally fair, right? Drew Azzopardi, the Washington right tackle, is the number 1 player in the country. Carver Willis, left tackle, is the number 3 player in the country. And center Landon Hatchett is number 6. So they have 3 of the top 6 rated by PFF, which is flawed to some people, but is a metric that is fair, right? Fair enough that we can use. 3 of the top 6 linemen in the country. Gearin Hatchett, Landon's brother, guard, number 21 in the country.
Yeah, he gets kind of downgraded, though, for that snap.
No, that's the center. That's the guy who was number 6, Landon, which that center... First of all, Damon Williams gets the fumble for that. I looked at the box score. That's BS. That's not his fault. That's actually absolutely should be Hatchet. Williams was awesome. He was motioning Vines Bright, I think it was the freshman receiver, because he's in the wrong. I'm assuming he was in the wrong spot. And they snapped it in his chest. It sucked. Dude.
Yeah, the
offensive line
as a party, especially after last season, it just goes to show, like, you need reps, like you need experience, right?
Yep.
And he had a nice block on, I think it was one of Coleman's runs.
Yep. Now I'm going to make it even better for you. If you just break it down to the guard position, okay, and you go to 20% of snaps, okay, John Mills, true freshman, 7th best guard in the country. So that's the 5th player on the line that I just named to you. John Mills might have had the best day. If you look at other metrics, he had the best day of any of the linemen on the team.
And
So
he was actually battling for that spot with Pocky Finau, but I don't think
Pocky Finau also had a good game.
Which is kind of funny because who's going to be start? I guess it's Mills' job to lose, but good for Pocky Finau too.
I mean, this is exciting, right? Part of it's probably Jonah Coleman. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Part of it's Damon Williams' threat as a runner. Denzel Boston out wide doesn't hurt. All these things help. But the line after this week is the number one run blocking offense in the country.
That's good.
So that's cool, right? Yeah. So I think we're on the same page that the running game is what is most impressive. I might go offensive line right now.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to it later, because I think your answer is probably the better answer, that the running back group is better. It's not the receiver group. Denzel Boston's really good. I don't know about the other guys.
Did you see Adam Muhammad's touchdown celebration?
Yeah. Naruto?
Yeah, I was just making sure you're with it.
Oh, yeah.
When I saw that happen, I knew right away what he was doing.
I knew it.
Pretty cool. And can you believe that was his first touchdown ever in his career?
Yeah, that was.
I couldn't process it because he got a lot of playing time last year.
Right. Real quick, what did you think of Damon Williams?
I thought he looked like he knew what he was doing, which was the whole point of last season, right? Like and then he also said something after the game during their, in the locker room, how he thanked his team because it was his first win as a starting quarterback. And I had to pause. I was like, that's true. Every game he started, Oregon, they got blasted, but then, they lost
the bowl game.
The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
I don't think I watched a single snap of that game.
Oh, it was a great game. It was his coming out party, but
no, I did watch it. He was awesome. Yeah,
he was incredible. Yeah. Here's the thing. It's kind of annoying because we really won't learn anything about this team next week.
Right.
This coming week. And judging by my sister's report after traveling to Pullman for the Wazoo game, she doesn't think they're very good, and they were playing Idaho. So I don't think we're really going to learn anything from the Apple Cup either.
Okay, well, that leads me to my second question for you. Okay, and this is where I like to go with this.
Yeah.
Everybody's so excited about Jedd Fish as a Husky fan. And I think it's the recruiting, and he does kind of protect, he talks about his guys in a cool way, and I don't know. Is he any good? Honestly.
You know what?
Is he any good?
Yeah. Okay. I think yesterday was a huge jump. Okay, one. It was the most UW points that they've scored since 2023. In 2023, really? They scored a lot of points. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you're comparing him to himself last
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice
Here's
job,
another.
Kev.
More total yards than all but one game last year.
Yeah.
And then
he was the coach last year.
Listen to this one. 281 rushing yards is third best for UW in any game since 2017.
The run game was awesome. I told you. The run game was awesome. So
this is what I'm telling you. I think with the personnel, he has a decent offense, right? Yep. And you have to understand that last year, they literally made a team from scratch. They were getting transfer portal guys from they were getting the worst of the worst out of the transfer portal. He'll never say that, but it's true. They were getting, I agree. Guys, offensive linemen from junior colleges. They had 8 offensive linemen at the start of fall camp or something stupid like that, right?
Right.
And he cobbled together 6 wins last year. They had no business, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying he's killing DeBoer, right? Which that's another story. I'm not saying he's Chris Peterson either, right? Yeah.
I mean, here's my concern. The 6 penalties isn't a lot. But the penalties were just
They were dumb.
And
you would never see it.
The year before.
Yeah, you'd never see it.
The Coug game, the Apple Cup last year, the Rutgers game, these are going through my mind of the games that you say 6 wins was awesome. I say they shouldn't have lost to the Cougs and Rutgers, and they should have had 8 wins.
Yep.
They shouldn't have lost the bowl game. I don't know. So jury is out for me. I am happy. I'll say it this way. I'm happy he's the Husky coach because I don't know what the alternative is. And he seems to be able to get transfer portal guys. Somebody's backing. The whale is giving money. Great. And recruiting is pretty good for next year. So
yeah,
awesome.
He's building a program, right?
Totally agree.
And
I think he needs to show that he can be a game coach.
Yeah.
And win in the game. Like, I want to see him against the Cougs. Let's see him absolutely blow them out. Let's see them come up with something with Ryan Walters that makes Ohio State uncomfortable on September 27th.
And he's won every home game. I do think that the interesting thing about DeBoer, I mean, we have to talk about it. It's because they seem to win every coin flip game.
Who?
And
when he was here?
When he was here.
Yeah.
And Fish hasn't been able to really win that coin flip game yet. And I think that's kind of the issue. And I think you're hitting on something. I do think that that's maybe it is in-game coaching. Some of it's luck, of course. Like you would admit it yourself, like as a coach, like some of it's just luck.
Right. You're right. But also that's how you get evaluated, right? So PJ Carlesimo once told, this is a total flex for me to say this, but PJ Carlesimo once told Coach Kelly and I that the way you get judged in the NBA is by your last 2 minutes in your out of bounds plays. Not like your baseline out of bounds in the NBA, more like those sideline out of bounds coach timeouts at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, you can drop a great play. And if the guy misses it, they think you're an idiot. And if your play gets like wrong, but they score, everybody thinks you're smart. Right. So that's Kalen DeBoer calling that play in the Apple Cup, right? On the 4th down, that was genius.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like an idiot if it doesn't work out, right? He had a number of those, but I do think that's what you're judged by. So when I'm not comparing myself in any way, but when I coached inbounds plays, taking away a team's inbounds plays in basketball, running an inbounds play underneath the hoop that gets you a bucket late in the game, a set to a certain degree, those are harder to control.
Yeah.
And in football, the coach does have a lot of control, calling that blitz at the certain time or having your defensive coordinator call it, whether you run a awesome option play with Damon Williams when you need a scorer, or you throw the fade to Denzel Boston, all those things. And the problem with Jedd Fish, the play that sticks in my mind right now
is the option
is the short field option against the Cougs. It didn't work. So he needs a moment, to me, that's opposite of that. Kalen DeBoer has it. So like in my mind, Alabama fans may be done. Kalen DeBoer is the guy to me. Like, I think he's awesome as a Husky fan.
Yeah. So you're not in the bug. Okay. Related to this, it's a really great question, and I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
So I was searching the hashtag Fire Kalen DeBoer, which was on fire on Saturday night.
Absolutely. Yep.
And what was interesting was there were Husky fans tweeting this in like 2022 when they lost. I think they almost lost to ASU, and then they lost another game. I forgot who they lost to in the regular season.
Yeah, they lost to ASU and Jaden Daniels, wasn't it?
Oh, I guess that's what it was.
Who was awesome.
Yeah, who ended up being great,
who
right?
Ends up being great, yeah.
Winning the Heisman over Penix. But people were saying, like, it's a credible argument.
Yeah.
Like, Ryan Grubb got an NFL job for Michael Penix, and Kalen DeBoer went from Fresno State went from being the coach at UW to Alabama because of Penix.
Right.
Solely because of this one quarterback, right? And it's not an insane hypothesis. I really don't think it's an insane hypothesis because the guy that they were rolling out at Alabama, whoever his name was, I think Damon Williams is probably better than that dude.
He might be, but you can also flip that. Can't you flip that and say, who was Michael Penix before he came to Kalen DeBoer's offense in Washington?
Yeah.
Right? Now, maybe Penix has that in him. I mean, based on how many fantasy teams you and I have him in or want him in, we believe it. Like, he can just make all the throws, but when he left Indiana to go to Washington, they had no expectations that first year, and he wasn't expected to be awesome. They were like,
we were like, I wanted Jake Haener to come from Fresno State.
They thought he's a scrambling quarterback. That's neat. And then he starts to blow up. And then his last year, he was amazing. Penix has now had the argument that he's made DeBoer's career, Grubb's career. Now I hear Jalen Polk, who is not good, became a first or second round pick, whatever it was for the Patriots because of him. And Roma Dunze, I've heard now on fantasy football shows, is not good, and Penix made him. I think Polk could be true. He got a lot of like deep ball stuff, you know. Rome is good. I would argue that. Like we'll see what he does 50, this year.
50 balls.
Rome is good.
Yeah.
In fact, I want some Rome stocks in some fantasy leagues. So if you're in my fantasy league and listen to this podcast, let's talk. All right. Speaking of fantasy football, is it a fantasy to believe you like that? Yeah. Is it a fantasy to believe that there will be more Seahawks fans than 49er fans at Lumen Field this Sunday? There was more Niner fans than Seahawks fans the game last year.
Yeah, and I almost brought a 49er fan up with me to go to this game, and I decided not to at the last minute.
Wait, are you going to the game?
I'm not going anymore. Gotcha. Yeah.
I'll be there, Kev.
Oh, you're going?
Yeah, I haven't been to a Seahawks game since they played the Rams at the end of the regular season when they had to win that year with Geno. They weren't great. They lost in the first round of the playoffs after that. My sister and her friend Caroline got tickets and invited. So I'm going to take Lincoln, my older son, and we have nice tickets, and we're going to go to the Seahawks home opener or season opener.
What was the last game you went to?
I just told you. I literally just said it on the podcast. I just said it before this. Like, that's insulting. Okay. All right. Moving on.
I just want to report. I just want to report of how things are this season.
Wait, so you can ignore me and not listen to it? Okay. Kev, over under 8.5 wins.
I feel like I've answered this every podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm under.
Oh,
I was over.
What happened?
I think it's whether you buy Sam Darnold or not. And I think I've listened to enough people talk to me about how they don't think Sam Darnold's that good.
I mean, there's legitimate reason to believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The argument is Kevin O'Connell is a quarterback whisperer in Minnesota and made Sam Darnold good.
Yeah.
My counter is Geno Smith. Like, he's not good either.
Yeah. Yeah, but then if you make the run game the focus, like Charbonnet and Ken Walker are good, but they're not great. And that's the focal point of your offense. Sorry, I'm being the downer right now.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna counter all of them.
Okay.
And I'm fine with that. I'm on the over. I've bet the over.
Yeah.
Here's my argument. And I love that you went the other way. I think it's great because usually you and I are on the same page, I feel like. Okay, the Seahawks went 10-7 last year in Mike McDonald's first year. Okay. So the argument you could make, and I think it's the argument most people make, is that the drop from Geno Smith to Sam Darnold is a drop of 3 wins, is what you're saying. And I think my belief is that's not true. Like Sam Darnold in a play action zone read running game with the defense they have is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Could he throw 20 interceptions? He could. So I think they're closer than other people. And here's the other arguments I would make. In 2024, the Seahawks pass blocking offensive line by PFF, 25th in the league, 24th in run blocking. We know, Seahawks fans know this painfully. The offensive line sucked last year.
Yeah.
That team won 10 games with Geno Smith at quarterback. Okay.
And the same running backs.
So, yeah. Now they bring Sam Darnold in. Okay. Yes.
You replace Cooper Kupp with DK Metcalf.
Yeah. I mean, you Cooper. Can definitely
That's
say
a downgrade.
A downgrade, right?
Yeah.
But the offensive line has to be an upgrade. Gray Zabel is popping. Everybody's like, he's legit. Abe Lucas is healthy. Right? Anthony Bradford, I'm not totally bought in yet at right guard, but all accounts say he's better. The offensive line has to be better than last year. So if the offensive line is better and the defense was 14th overall in Pro Football Focus, middle of the pack, and everybody says they're going to be a top 10 defense. So if you make those two arguments, that the offensive line is better and they're going to be better defensively in McDonald's second year, which I think is a very fair argument, how do they not win 10 games?
Yeah.
So that's my argument, is that they're going to win 10 games. I also think the NFC West, I think the Rams are Sean McVay is awesome. Kyle Shanahan's awesome. I think the Cardinals, I think Jonathan Gannon's a good coach. Like, it's a tough division, but it's not the NFC North. Like the Packers and the Vikings and the Bears and the Lions, that's a sick division. This division, the Seahawks could go win this division.
Yeah, and make the playoffs.
Yes. I bet on both. Over 8.5 wins, and yes to make.
I'm just ready for the season to start. I feel like there's actually not, to me, from an outsider's perspective, I don't follow the Seahawks like I do the Huskies, but with the Seahawks, there really hasn't been any kind of buzz around the team at all.
So the Ringer, like Bill Simmons and the Ringer, there's some people on there that have got a little bit, they're buying in to the Seahawks. And it all comes down to what our first conversation was. Like, if you believe at all that Sam Darnold can be competent, then you buy into the running game and the improved line, and the defense is going to be cool, and you think it could happen, right? If you don't buy into Sam Darnold, that's basically, and I think that's where a lot of national people are. Yeah. They're just like, he's a bottom third at best quarterback. And if that's true, then of course we're going to suck. My argument would be, we're not going from prime Russell Wilson to Sam Darnold.
We're going from
Geno Smith. And don't give me Geno had these great numbers. I watched Geno. He takes a lot of sacks. He makes some incredible throws that were really fun that maybe Darnold doesn't make. And Geno also threw some terrible red zone interceptions last year.
Yeah.
So I just think the whole operation will be better. Tell me, I've used this before on the podcast, tell me a person whose second year in the job wasn't better than their first year in the job, right? Who is competent, who is good at what they do, right? Obviously, there's people who get let go all the time, but just in any profession, your second year as a lawyer, my second year as a teacher, somebody's second year as a CEO, right? If you're good at what you do, and if we believe Mike McDonald's good, which I do, then they're going to be better. Does that mean they win as many games? Maybe not. But even if they win 9 games, they're over.
Yeah.
All
right. Top 5.
Yep. Top 5. So I have no idea if you understood what I said in the notes, so we'll find out. But my idea for a top 5 is less of a quiz this time, quizzing each other, and more
you
like
stink at it.
Wow. You know what? After you blatantly ignored me, you've also
I was worried about the groceries coming.
Yeah, you've also paused the podcast so you could go get your groceries while I just sat here. Now you're going to tell me that I stink at top 5, which may
I
be
will
true,
say I listen
hurtful.
to the podcast as a listener, and it's different when you're listening to it as a listener as to when you're actually doing it. And I'm like, all right, now we're going to get to the part where I win this top 5 game that has, it's a subjective thing, right? And I think we're 64 episodes in. I actually want to know what our records are now that I say this out loud.
Slow down. Okay, slow down, first of all. Because if we're going to truly do that, and if you want to compete, we can compete. But we need somebody, like listeners, to send in a top 5 quiz that we can check afterwards.
Go.
So
this
it's not, because otherwise, I'm going to come up with a category you can't get, and I'll beat you.
Yes, okay.
Or you do the same. So we need
listener
we need
challenge. That. Yeah, give us a top 5. We have enough people that listen to this thing.
Give us the question. Right? We will not look it up ahead of time. Honor code. Yeah, and then we'll check it afterwards.
Yep, that's a great idea. Okay, right. Sorry.
God, so negative, Kev. I feel like I've always been supportive of you. Okay. My top 5 is, it's football season.
Yep.
I wanted to give the top 5 football games to see in Seattle this year.
Okay.
So my list, I'll just go 5 to 1, and you can react to it if that works for you.
That works for me.
All right. I'm not doing any high school games on this list. Sorry, O'Day and Bellevue and whoever else we should go watch play high school football. I'm not putting high school football teams on this list. There are great places to go watch high school football. It's not going to be better than these 5. Okay, coming in at number 5. The Huskies hosting Illinois on October 25th at Husky Stadium. Illinois is ranked 11th in the country. It's 5 because, is anyone pumped to go see Illinois? I would. I want to go to a game, but I don't think it's drawing that random fan. It's not what the Big Ten got people excited about, right? Like
Here's
even
what
with
scares me. It seems like an 8:00 game.
well, any Washington home game could be an 8:00 game.
Oh,
I was telling my son, who was, was like, why is it so late? I'm like, because when you have the Big Ten, you fill every time slot. And honestly, USC and UCLA are a better television market. And so they're going to go a little earlier. So Washington and Oregon are going to get the 8:00 slot. So I don't think Washington, Illinois will be that. I could see it being at 9 a.m. No, it wouldn't be 9 a.m.
No, it'd be at 12:30.
Yeah, it probably won't. You're right. It could be like a 5:30, which I'd be fine with. All right, number 4. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are visiting the Seattle Seahawks on October 5th. I've talked about this before. This is the 1976 throwback game. So just based on, it's a good game, but just based on uniforms, this should be in your top 5. Everyone's top 5. This is the Seahawks and the Bucs in their 76 uniforms.
The Bucs just have a lot of former Huskies on their roster.
True. It's a good game if you want to watch McMillan, or they also have
the tight end. They have
Kate Otten.
I think Devin Culp is on there too.
Oh wow! I was going to say Ibuka, right? Is that how you say his last name? Sorry.
Yeah, Emeka Ibuka
from Ohio State. He's from Steilacoom. Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff. If you like,
dude, they have
isn't Bucky
Devin
Irving?
Culp
Isn't
Bucky Kate Otten on that team?
Isn't Bucky Irving a Duck for people in the Northwest? The running back. I think he is.
Gray Gaines.
All right, calm down. Okay, number 3 is Monday Night Football. Anytime Monday Night Football comes to Seattle, number 1, it's usually an insane, weird game. Yeah. And number 2, the atmosphere is phenomenal. The traffic is terrible, but the atmosphere is phenomenal in Seattle. The crowd is hyped. The Seahawks host the Houston Texans, another good game, on October 20th. So October's a good month. Those are all in October.
Do you have any information on when the Seahawks are going to wear their Oregon Ducks uniforms?
Yeah, it's rivalry games. So it's got to be against an NFC West game. I think it's on the schedule somewhere.
Okay.
I think one's a road game and one's a home game, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not that bothered by the Duck uniforms. I don't think they're cool, but I don't.
I don't
know why people care so much.
They look like the Duck uniforms, but they also look like Bengals uniforms too, with like the little stripe things.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I mean, I'll do it.
I don't know. I'm not a Husky at heart, so maybe I don't hate the Ducks as much as everybody else.
I just don't think. I think they could have done the uniforms better, regardless.
Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
So go to October 5th. You can see. That. And they will not wear them on Monday Night Football. If anything, they'll wear those terrible action green uniforms. I think those are gone. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, number 2. This is controversial maybe, but I think hosting Oregon on November 29th, right after Thanksgiving, Oregon at home is awesome because number 1 to me is Ohio State on September 27th. To me, Ohio State at home is a cooler game than Oregon. And it's probably just because I've gone to Oregon games at home. I went to some terrible Oregon games at home. It happens every other year. And so it doesn't feel as special. Maybe Ohio State in 2060 won't feel as special. Yeah. But right now it feels really cool. And they're the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah. So 2 things on both of these games. I'll make it quick. The Oregon game, there's 2 great possibilities here. One is the Huskies could definitely play spoiler, right, to them. And that would be awesome if the Huskies weren't having a magical season. Second, if the Huskies go into that game, and I know if they go in that game with 2 losses and they beat Oregon, then all of a sudden we're in the conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think
I like that you, for the Huskies, were like, yeah, look at how they could have 2 losses. And for the Seahawks, you're like, they're going to be terrible. This shows where your true loyalty is. You are so blinded by the Huskies.
Yes, I am.
What was your prediction in 2024? They were going to go at least 8-4. God. And I told you they were going to go 6-6, and they went 6-6.
Oh man, they were so bad.
They weren't that bad. You just told me how good Jedd Fish was 10
with
minutes.
What he had. Had.
Oh, get out of here. All right, so give me your top 5.
Okay, well, I just want to say for the Ohio State game.
You don't get any more.
They only scored 14 points against Texas, right? And I
played Texas.
Yeah.
The Huskies played Colorado State. Like, what are you doing? Stop it. Okay,
all right,
give me your
stop.
top 5.
Okay, fine. Okay. Here I see athletes to see in person. Okay, yes. Okay, so these are athletes that I
Are
want to
you
see in
just
person.
ad-libbing this right
No,
now
no, no,
off the
no.
top of
I
your head?
think I think I know what this is. So I
This
need
is
to
based
tell
on
you.
Lionel Messi just came to Seattle,
Yeah.
and 69,000 people went to the match. And I
Yeah.
knew many people who were like, I got to go see Messi.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very fortunate. I saw Messi when he played for Barcelona play at what was then Quest Field or whatever. It's very cool. So I've seen Messi
God.
live.
God.
Scored 2 goals. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, so who is it today that you're like, they come to Seattle, I got to go see him?
Man, that's really hard because I'm looking at the Husky schedule. There's no one really that I'm
No, it
like,
doesn't have to be an actual game coming up.
yeah.
So, like, let's say the Sonics come back. Like, who's an athlete that is
Uh
top of the list?
yeah.
NFL, like, is Justin, for my kids, like, Justin Jefferson is really
Yeah.
high up on the list. Maybe it's Saquon Barkley. Maybe, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely Lamar Jackson is
okay.
like just I know he's on your fantasy squad, but he's just someone that's just the way he plays the game of football,
Yep.
like magical. I would love to see Michael Penix again in person,
Mm.
if that were to happen, against the Seahawks in some way, shape, or form. I would love to see that. Basketball wise, I would pay money to go see Luca.
Oh.
I think he's in
Well,
his
I throw
prime
it
right
in with
now.
LeBron if they were to play. I mean, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
But that would be
I mean,
cool.
obviously, I'm more excited to see Luka than
Yeah.
LeBron. I think his prime, like he has a window of his prime, maybe like 3 years left of his prime.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, Luca?
yeah, how old is he? 24.
Yeah, he's got more than 3 years of prime.
Yeah, especially if he
Your
works
prime. I
out
mean,
like he did
if
this
he works
offseason.
out, he could have 10 years of prime.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I have 3 people. I've said Luka, Michael Penix, and
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Uh, I
Like
don't like Novak Djokovic, but I would love to see
Mm.
him before he retires. Yeah,
Yeah, Novak would be on my list. That'd be really cool.
yeah. And I'm trying
It
to
does.
think
It
of
kind of cheats the
yeah,
question, but that's okay.
yeah.
I mean, to me, Shohei's on my list,
Yeah,
and I know I can do it, and I'm going to go do it, assuming he's
yeah.
healthy. But like
Wait,
that,
you're telling me you're not excited to see Freddie Freeman, who has drastically
I
underperformed
love
for
Freddie
my
Freeman.
fantasy team?
By the way, I love Freddie Freeman.
Uh,
Acuna was on that list. Like we went to the Braves game 2 years ago
Yeah.
when they were here because Acuna was there. But it's not quite the same as basketball. Like the basketball list is long, and maybe it's because we don't have an NBA team.
mm-hmm.
But like Steph Curry's on my list. Like I don't care. Like I want to see Steph Curry. I would pay money to go see Steph. Anthony Edwards would be on my list.
Oh, that's probably my 5th guy.
He's so great to watch.
Yeah.
Like I want to see him live.
Yep.
And then yeah, like I wish I had gone to the Chiefs game. Like seeing Mahomes would be cool.
Yeah.
I think he might go down as the best quarterback ever, so that would be awesome. I was just gonna say one that you may not put on your list, but I want to pay money to go see Connor McDavid play hockey in person. I mean, I just think he's legendary. I think he's going to end up being one of the best players ever. I don't know if he'll win a championship or not, but I never do it because the Oilers tickets are always expensive every year. I'm like, never mind.
You know who I'm most excited to see? I'm most excited to see. I'm coming up for the Ohio State football game, which coincidentally is my sister's birthday, in Courtney, and she's like, "Well, wow, everyone's traveling to Seattle for my birthday," and I'm like, "No, yes, we are." But that same morning at 8 a.m., the St. George Dragons take on, I think it's Holy Family Kirkland. 8 a.m. kindergarten co-ed soccer. I get to see my niece play.
Oh boy.
My brother-in-law is the coach. I can't wait to get up at 8 in the morning, and that'll be good vibes to start that day, because later on we'll get the number one.
I mean, Kev, that's really nice. Can we cut that out of the podcast? Like, do we really? I'm just kidding. That's awesome. That you get to see your niece. Yeah. I'm gonna be at some CYO soccer starting this weekend. Not something I thought was gonna happen, but we're back in it, so we'll see.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be talking about your time at the Seahawks game next week.
Yeah. And then you'll ask me questions like, have you ever been to a Seahawks game before? All right.
All right.
See you
Go
next week.
Seahawks, go Huskies. See you next week.